Hello guys, how are you? This is Hunter Weir from Pivot Educators. Our new topic is static electricity. Static means the charges are at rest. Charges are at rest. So the charges are not moving. There is no flow of current. And when we are talking of static electricity, we are only going to focus on the movement of electrons. Movement of electrons. So it's due to movement of electrons because we are talking of solids. So we cannot have positive charges moving. So NB, positive charges they do not move in solids, only in liquids and air. So this is what we should always remember. If you are to explain how an object became charged, you are only going to be talking about the movement of electrons. So let's now look at ways of charging. So we are saying an object can be charged by transfer of electrons. See, it's always electrons, using friction through rubbing or separation of charges by electrical force during induction. So let's start by rubbing, which is friction. So here we have a clot. So here is our clot. And we have two types of materials. The first one here is the polythene strip. It is an insulator. Insulator means that the object does not conduct electricity. Electrons or charges cannot move through it, so it is an insulator. And we have another type here, which is a cellulose acetate strip. It is also an insulator. The charges cannot move through it. It's an electrical insulator. So let's talk about the polythene strip first. When we rub the polythene strip with a cloth, what do we have? We have electrons being transferred from the cloth to the polythene strip. So it's electrons which move, and at the end we will have, in this polythene strip, we will end with more electrons than positive protons. So the result is that now this polythene strip is negatively charged. Negatively charged simply means that there are more negative charges than positive charges. So negative charges are electrons and positive charges are protons. Generally, the object will have been neutral. Neutral meaning the number of protons, which are positive charges, and the number of electrons, which are negative charges, will be equal. So if they are equal, it is neutral. When it's neutral, It's just like this. So there is no need for showing positive and negatives. But after rubbing with a cloth, what we have the polythene strip with more electrons than protons. So there are more negative charges than positive charges. So the net charge is negative. Because the electrons were transferred from the cloth is now short of electrons. So when it's short of electrons, that means there are more positive charges on the cloth. There are more positive charges than negative charges. So the cloth is now positively charged. The cloth is positively charged and the polythene strip is negatively charged. And notice one thing here. The number of positive charges, the excess charges of positive charges here, there are 4. We have 4. What does this mean? It means that now we have removed the electrons which were neutralizing these positive charges. So because there are 4 more positive charges, that means wherever they went, they have to be 4. So they balance 4 positive charges, 4 negative charges extra on this strip. So this is one thing that we should always remember. So that's it. Now we have a polythene strip being negatively charged. So let's see now if we rub the acetate strip with a cloth, what happens? What happens is the negative charges are transferred from the acetate strip to the cloth. They are transferred to the cloth. And notice the acetate strip now, it is short of electrons. So because they were transferred to the cloth in turn has 4 more electrons than before. Because before rubbing, what we have something like this, the strip being this one and the cloth being this. So at first we had the same number of positive charges and negative charges, same number of, you see. So when it's like this, they balance, and actually when they balance, there is no need to show because they cancel out, right? So after taking away, if I take away this, you see, now we have 4 positive charges. What does it mean? It means 4 electrons were taken away. So which is the case here. This acetate strip lost 4 electrons to the cloth. The cloth in turn became negatively charged. And the acetate strip became positively charged. So notice also that the number balances. So that's how charging by friction occurs. It's the transfer of electrons. So the next thing that we would like to look at is, now if we take 2 strips of polythene, if we hang this one, which is negatively charged, and we bring closer to it a negatively charged polyethylene strip, what we observe is that there will be repulsion. So they repel. Now what we have here is a negatively charged polyethylene strip. It is negatively charged. My God. So now here we have a negatively charged polyethylene strip. So what we have now here is two negatively charged polyethylene strips. If they are brought closer to each other, the result is repulsion. So we say like charges repel. And if we take a positively charged acetate strip and a negatively charged polyethylene strip, if they are brought close together, what result is attraction. So we say they attract. And unlike charges attract because these are different. So this is how they behave. So next thing that we shall look at is the induced charges. That will go to our next video. So in the next video we'll be looking at induced charges. It's enough for this video. Thank you for watching.